Okay, so in the previous video we have discussed how to create this form. So now let's create the corresponding controller to take the data, to input the data. So it's pretty much similar. We need to call our controller and the method PHP echo URL root and post, then create, and method is post. So go to the post controller, and inside here I will remove this stuff. Then we need to create a form validation as well as the database triggering. So it's somewhat similar for the registration form. Yeah. So in the model I will create new model m post.php, and I will simply copy the content like this. I don't need this one. Yeah, m pages m post. Then like in the m pages I can copy this out, but now it's post model and m post. So whenever I'm creating a new post, first I will check the server method. If it is post method, then I will do the database manipulations. If not, I will do the default values. I will show the default values. So default values basically title and the body as empty. Title empty and the body is empty. Then I can simply trigger the view. The view is basically post we create with the associated data. Right. So yeah. Then I can go over here. Then I need to call the default values. Value is now PHP data title. Likewise over here it is over here it is body. And if I go here and refresh it, okay, nothing will be there, which means it works correctly. And if there is some sort of error, I must trigger the errors as well. Sorry. So I need to specify span classes. So if I go to the users, we register span, we register view, we have form invalid span classes. The exact same thing I will use over here, but if you like, you can use a default one, some other thing. Okay, over here it must be title error, and this is body error. So, and initially title error and body error is again empty. So title error is empty, body error is empty. Yeah. So if there is some sort of error, let's say something like this, then the error will look like this one. Okay. So let's say body error is exists, then it will be look like this. And yeah, so if there is a title error, it's something like this. Okay, the error handling is working correctly, I guess, but maybe I can add some uh, margin top over here, like 5px. Okay, now let me clear these things. Okay. So now when this is posting, we need to validate our data. Then we have to manipulate our database. Basically, first we have to sanitize our array, post array. So filter input array. Sorry. Then input post filter sanitize string. Then we can take this one and we can trim out the post data, which is title. Likewise over here it is body. The initial title array and body array is remain empty. Then we can validate title and the body. So I will just simply check whether the title is empty or not, but later on we can check whether our title contains offensive words or things like that. uh, so I can simply check whether if our title is empty, then there will be some sort of error message like please enter a title. So similar thing goes over here for body, but it's body error, and I will name it as content. So if nothing is empty, which means there will be no error. So I can simply check um, title error empty and body error is empty. So if all of these stuffs are satisfies, I can manipulate my database. So I have to create a new record, which is an insertion query. So I will name it as public function create, same name. Okay, then I need to pass the data, and yeah, I just copy from over here, or maybe I can again type it. So this, since we instantiate our database, I can call our database, then query. Our query is insert into post. So the title, I think is a post table. So use ID, title, body. Use ID, title, and the body. So these taken as values is user ID, title, and the body. So we need to bind the parameters. So db bind. So use ID. Use ID Maybe we can take it as a session ID. Yeah, over here we can simply take this session, and similarly we have to take the title, but the title is taken out from the data, so data title. Likewise, the body also need to be taken out of the data. Then we can simply uh, execute this query. So if this db execute, so if it is execute correctly, I can simply return a true. If not, I can simply return a false. Right. Then again, let's go back to the post controller. So over here, we can manipulate our database. So in our case, it's post model having this function passing this data. So if it is posted correctly, I will simply flash a message. Let's say post msg. Let's say post is published. Then you can simply redirect back to the maybe let's redirect back to the some new index. Okay, so post index. Right. Okay, give me a second. Okay, now the redirection is done. So if it is failed, then I can simply make a die function, die message. Something went wrong. So if there exists errors, I will simply load the existing view. Load with errors. Sorry. So this is loading the view with errors. Okay. So since I declared a new method over here, let me quickly make it as well. Index, right? So data and some view. So let's say v index, and inside here I will copy this one and make it as v index.php, and I will remove this content, a pause, maybe title. Okay, now let's go back to here, refresh it. So I will add some title, let's say xyz, and some content, say text content, and I will click the post. Okay, so now it's redirecting, which means the data has been passed. If we go to the post table, now we have stored our post. Right, so that is the functionality, and in the next video I will show you how to show the published post over here. And, yeah, thank you.